Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya. Let me lower the brightness a little. This highlight's just like reflecting all the light. I am here with a concealer update. I have no makeup on besides Hourglass highlight on this side and then Natasha Denona highlight on this side because I just filmed 2 videos, which I think may or may not be up by the time this is up. This should be a short video anyway. So in one of my most recent videos, I think I mentioned that I may return the Cover FX Power Play Concealer, and I did. So the shades were a little weird. I went in store to look at more shades, but the reason why I did return it is because it was flaking off of my my face, my dry skin. I don't have that dry skin. I have like normal skin all around my face, but my under eyes are just so dry lately. And the last time I wore the Cover FX, it was just flaking off the skin. But before that, I thought that I had found my favorite concealer because I loved the thin consistency. I loved how long it lasted on the skin. But then it just kept like drying out my skin. And then I realized a serum that I have purchased recently may have been the culprit of my dry under eyes. Anyway, so I went to Sephora, spent like a couple hours, not a couple, maybe like 2 hours there, and I bought the Makeup Forever hydrating primer for underneath the eyes, and then I tried a bunch of different concealers on side by side, and I ended up really loving the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Concealer, but prior to the discovery of my new purchase of the Dermapore, which is a serum from Biologiquefreak that was drying out my skin. Before I even used that, I tried the Magic Away concealer and it really dried out my under eyes. So the way I was able to make that work is by using a hydrating primer underneath my eyes and then putting the concealer on top. So my point from all this is I just want to go through the concealers that I've tried and just like let you know what worked for me. I have really flaky under eyes, and that's what made the Cover FX concealer flake. But even after trying the hydrating primer with then the Cover FX concealer on top, it made it look great, nice and everything. But I tried 2 colors, the best colors for my skin type or for my skin tone, and for some reason my dark circles still showed through. And in this light, it looks like I do have a lot of dark circles, but I really don't cover up. Like, I just try to cover this small area right here. Any darkness above that, like right where all my fine lines are, I don't mind that being dark, because I try not to put concealer up there anyway, because those lines will like make the concealer gather there and look really cakey and creasy. I don't like that, so I just try to cover the bottom part. But with the Cover FX concealer, darkness was like kept showing through, and I was like, crap, like what other concealer should I try? So I tried the Too Faced, that fat one in that bottle thing. I believe it's the Born This Way or something, long lasting sculpting whatever concealer. And that looked really pretty too. I couldn't find the perfect shade. Golden beige or something was like just my skin tone, and then almond was a little lighter, but I wasn't crazy about the shade. Anyway, that looked okay, but again, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away was just like way better. It was thinner, it was grippier, very similar to the texture of the Cover FX, but with less product, covered more and looked more natural. So I would recommend the Charlotte Tilbury over all 3 of those. The Too Faced one was just really thick, really creamy and dried, like very powdery, and I don't like that. What else? Oh, and I did try the Cle de Peau Radiant concealer that comes in the little pen, and I really liked that one too. It was really pretty, but again, the shade wasn't perfect. I ended up trying both the almond and the ivory, and I mixed the 2 to make it work, but I wasn't crazy about it. It did look a little thick and powdery, which is why I really like the Charlotte Tilbury, but it's sold out everywhere. So I might purchase it on the Nordstrom website, or there's another concealer from Osmosis that I might buy because it has like a hydrating balm on one end, and the concealer supposedly lasts a really long time. It's very thin, opaque coverage, very similar in price to the Charlotte Tilbury. So we'll see. One or the other. The Charlotte Tilbury for sure without a hydrating primer is going to be too dry for my under eye. So that's why I'm kind of in between the Osmosis and the Charlotte Tilbury. Anyway, for anybody wanting to know about my concealer, there you have it. But hope this helped. If not, sorry.